Hey everybody, welcome back to The Pressing Matters. I'm Scott. Thank you for tuning in today, and thank you for your support. Today I'm very excited to tell you all about a new addition to my system, the ModWright PH 9.0 tube phono stage. And I'm going to tell you all about it in a minute. Before I get started though, I need to tell you about the contest. There's a Beatles Revolver Mono 2022 cut giveaway contest going on right now. It just started. If you go to the link below, you'll see the initial announcement and the puzzle. In that description box, there's contest details, and you need to look at those very carefully. One detail that was not mentioned in the video, but is listed there, is you have one guess to complete the puzzle, and the guess has to be, the entry to the puzzle has to be sent to the email, swthepressingmatters@gmail.com. It's listed below, and it's listed in Linktree as well. But you might want to have that on your phone just in case you want to have it to send the answer once you have it immediately. Do not put the answer in the comments section, please. Also, if you are an international participant, please be aware that shipping is free for the United States, but for Europe and other places, you will be responsible for the shipping. So if you do not want to pay the shipping costs, which I'm sure you know from the United States can be quite expensive, do not participate in the contest. Leave it to everybody else to do that, so we don't have any confusion. The other thing is, there's a clue in each subsequent video after the one you watch that's linked below, and you grab all the clues from each video, which is a letter, and you put together the phrase. At the end of this video and every subsequent video, we will show the puzzle with letters blanked out that have been given out already, so you'll know approximately where the letters that have been given out go. They will not be actually shown as letters in the video, but at least you'll get an idea of what's being filled in and give you more clue to what the phrase is. So good luck on that. Let's get to the ModWright. The ModWright 9.0. My journey to this point started with my date with Hana. If you go to the video link that I'm showing you above and below, my date with Hana was my initial foray into finding a new cartridge to replace my aging Denon 110, and I chose the Hana SL, and I'm very happy with it. But there were some issues with the preamplification, because I was planning to use it with my Audio Research SP9 MK III preamp, which only had loading set at 4700K, which 47,000K, which wasn't possible. So I had to modify the preamp, and I contacted Oswaldo at Let There Be Sound and ordered a couple of Vichy foil film resistors, and the very best I could find. Took it to him because he does soldering, I do not, and he soldered them in. We checked the tubes at the same time. The tubes that were in there had been in there for a long time, since I bought the unit, and I never really checked the tubes or thought about tube rolling or anything like that. I was getting good sound, I thought, and I said, well, let's check the tubes while we're at it, since we have the cover open. So we pulled out the tubes, we put them on his tube tester, and they went that way. Poor. They rated poor. And fortunately, I was lucky enough that one of my viewers saw the Hana video and sent me a set of not electroharmonics, Golden Dragon tubes that he had lying around, and he said that they had worked well in his SP9 at one point. So I accepted those and I tried those. We had them on hand as well during this testing. And those went to halfway. So they were better than what I had. I kept them in and the sound was good. But I just get the nagging feeling like, you've gone this far with this preamp, actually opening it up and soldering and getting, expensive resistors and so forth. Just get a set of new tubes. So I contacted Tube Depot and I ordered JJ tubes, and I selected from the a la carte menu. You get the basic tube and you can have low noise and microphonics checked. You can have the plates checked for balance. You can have gold pins and so forth. So I ordered the whole menu, and I got a set of tubes. Thankfully, it only requires 2 tubes, so it wasn't too much of a financial outlay. But that brought the SP9 to its best state that I could possibly do, short of having it recapped by Audio Research. I think this is the best it can be. So I was listening to it for a little bit like that, and at the same time, Oswaldo from Let There Be Sound lent me the Ray Samuels designed Nighthawk. It's a small phono preamp, solid state with internal battery, so it is off the grid, so it's very low noise, and I was getting better sound with that than I did with all the modifications to my phono my preamp. And so another nice thing that Nighthawk had was loading and gain on the fly. And that's what I really enjoyed about that preamp, besides the sound quality increase, is being able to choose the loading on the fly really taught me a lot about how different loading settings affect the sound. And Oswaldo reminded me, you don't have to listen to it at the required loading setting. You can try a different one and see how it sounds. Now, obviously you don't use it as a tone control, but in a way you can alter if a recording is particularly bright or something. You can dial it back a little bit in the loading and you might get a better result. So I liked all that and I learned a lot from it. And the Nighthawk is a superb unit for its price range, and that flexibility is wonderful, and once you've had it you don't want to do without it. But I did want to get a tube phono pre in a higher price range and higher end preamp, and I decided on the ModWright after reading many reviews and not finding a negative one anywhere. Reading about the philosophy of Dan Wright and the way this technology trickled down from his top of the line phono pre. He claims it basically has 90% of the sound of the top of the line without some of the extra features and a couple of internal changes to reduce the cost. One thing I really like about Dan Wright's philosophy is this isn't like a model changing every year and everything like that. I hate that. And this is an American-made product. It's designed extremely well, ergonomically beautiful. It has a separate phono power supply, which is a beast. It has loading and gain on the fly. It has 4 tubes, so it has wonderful tube sound to it. It also has an upgrade path, which is very important to me. This is a kind of a big expense for me, but there may come a point in the future where I want to go for the upgrade, which is an X upgrade. There's also another upgrade that's being talked about and discussed by Dan in some interviews, where he's thinking of doing something to the power supply as well. So there's paths forward for sound improvements with this product, and I really am attracted to that as well, because I don't want to replace a phono stage all the time. I want to buy this and stick with it and I'm glad I did. Here is the box arriving at UPS and the unpacking and stuff, so you can see what's in the box and how well it's packed and presented. And I'll get back to you on the other side. Take a look at this. So here it is arriving at UPS. I picked it up that day and started unboxing it. As you can see, it's very well packaged. These are the accessories and the tubes. The packaging is basically bulletproof. Really, really strong. Everything arrived perfectly. This is the main unit, and this is the power supply next to it. And this is the accessories and the tubes, the power cord and the umbilical. So that's an overview of everything that comes in the box. This is showing the connections in the back, and this is the tool to undo the cover to insert the tubes. So I had to remove the cover, as you can see the inside here, and install the first two tubes in the back positions, which I did there, and the other tubes, which are different, go in the front, and there it is, all installed. Took all of 10 minutes. This is the umbilical cord that goes between the main unit and the power supply, and it's done. Very, very simple. Nice packaging. So once I got it here, as you saw these pictures, the Hagerman is a device that breaks in your phono stage while you're not home, and you don't have to be playing records for hours and hours. This device takes an audio signal, maybe from a CD or from a laptop streaming, and converts it into a moving coil output so that you can put whatever material you have on repeat and burn in that phono stage while you're gone. So I've already logged 100 hours onto it and pulled it out for a few days of listening this weekend. And from what I'm hearing, I don't know that I have to break it in any further. I probably will give it another week, another 100 hours maybe. But from what I've heard so far, I'm loving it. And you know, I have a friend coming in the next couple of weeks, probably next week, and we're going to tear apart the entire system, modify the unit that my stereo is sitting on. It doubles as a record storage unit and system support. So we're going to be adding shelves to it. We're going to be adding an extra support for weight. We're going to be doing the speaker stands. In other words, we're going to load the speaker stands with sand. We're going to install a new outlet into the wall, a hospital grade outlet, and possibly even add a power conditioning unit, depending on what Oswaldo has available. But you know, going through, making sure all the cables are dressed properly, nothing's crossing at the wrong path, and so forth. You know, all that audiophile stuff and things that we love to do. And I'm really looking forward to tearing it apart and putting it back together and getting it perfect. So I will have more on the subject in a future video. Stay tuned now so you can see the puzzle, the Beatles puzzle, with the last two letters filled out.